The sudden eruption in Yellowstone National Park sent steam, water, black rock and dirt high into the sky on Tuesday and sent dozens of tourists running for their lives. The hydrothermal explosion occurred around 10 a.m. at Biscuit Basin, a collection of hot springs several miles north of the famous Old Faithful Geyser. Video posted online showed several dozen people watching from the sidewalk as the eruption erupted and grew in front of them. As water and debris began to fall, they ran for their lives, some of them shouting, "Get back," and, "Oh my God." People then turned to watch the spectacle under a huge cloud of steam. No injuries were reported, but the Biscuit Basin area was closed for visitor safety. The eruption damaged the boardwalk that keeps people away from Yellowstone's fragile and often dangerous geothermal areas. Vlada March was touring the valley when her guide said something unusual was happening. March starts recording the video. "We saw more and more things popping up, and within seconds it got this big," said Vlada March, a California real estate agent who was with her mother, husband and 2 children. "It simply exploded and became like a black cloud that covered the sun. I think our tour guide said, 'Run,' and I started running and I started screaming at the kids, 'Run, run, run,' and I kept recording what I could," he said. Stones falling from the sky hit the sidewalk they were walking on. Vlada March was sitting on a bench near the explosion, shaken and dirty but otherwise fine. Walking back on the broken pavement was a little scary, but fortunately the road below us was undamaged. Photos and videos after the incident showed damaged fences and boards covered in rocks and mud near a muddy pond. The explosion may have been caused by a blockage of natural pipelines underlying Yellowstone's world-famous geysers, hot springs and other thermal features, said scientist Mike Poland of the Yellowstone Volcano Observatory. A blockage will cause a buildup of heat and pressure like what happens in a pressure cooker, until the water suddenly turns into steam, causing an instant and very large increase in volume and triggering an explosion. After viewing video of the incident, Poland estimated the explosion sent material about 100 feet, 30 meters, into the air. He said the explosion was a large part of eruptions that occur periodically, usually when there are no people around, let alone crowds of tourists. The sometimes much larger crater known to result from a hydrothermal explosion on Earth is in Yellowstone and is 1.5 miles, 2.4 kilometers, wide, Poland said. Scientists theorize that a series of hydrothermal explosions created the crater about 13,800 years ago in the Mary Bay area on the northeast side of Yellowstone Lake. By comparison, the crater from Tuesday's blast was likely a foot in size, Poland said. What we saw today was truly spectacular and certainly dangerous. But if you look at the scale of what the Yellowstone system has done in the past, it's relatively small. It's a good reminder of the under-recognized dangers in Yellowstone. The explosion occurred at or near Black Diamond Pool, a 120-foot-long, 37-meter hot pool that is the largest thermal feature in the basin. National Park Service aerial photos taken afterward showed the pool somewhat enlarged near the boardwalk compared to recent satellite images and the water turning a muddy beige color. The deep sapphire pool some 100 yards, 91 meters, away still retains its usual blue color. park geologists are investigating what actually happened in this case. Similar explosions occurred at Biscuit Basin in 2009, 1991 and after a 7.2 magnitude earthquake at Hebgen Lake 40 miles, 64 kilometers, away in 1959. Yellowstone is centered on a large, dormant volcano. Hydrothermal explosions do not indicate any new activity in the volcanic system, which remains at normal levels. Visitors are warned to stay on sidewalks and paths in thermal areas, as some pools and springs have a thin, easily breakable crust that covers the hot water and sometimes sour.